Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Signal SPORTSCAST. I am the host, Marco Alvarado, and today will be another solo dolo show. And today we're going to be talking about Houston Astros baseball once again. Man, the Astros are on a roll, just shrinking that number down to clinching a playoff spot in the division. Also, Houston Texans football. We're going to be talking about that as well as the second topic of discussion. Football's back, and actually, I was there, NRG Stadium, live at 12 p.m. noon against the Indianapolis Colts. I'll tell you about my experiences and my thoughts and analysis on the Texans, and also some Houston Rockets news as well in the end. Very light news, but very big news at the same time. So sit back, relax, and let's jump right into it. The Houston Astros, man, they are on a roll. Last week, they had a homestand, 6 games to be exact. Texas Rangers, or should I say the Dallas Rangers, came into town, as well as the Los Angeles Angels. First game was on a Monday on September 5th. Rangers lost 1-0. Astros took the W. Then the second game of the series on Dollar Hot Dog Night on Tuesday. Rangers took the win 4-3. Then on Wednesday, the Astros took the series in a win 4-3 as well. Then the Astros had an off day, and then on Friday night, they kicked it off against the Los Angeles Angels with a win, 4-3. Then a very embarrassing loss on national television, 6-1. And then on Sunday, bounce back win, 12-4. Then earlier this week, they played in Detroit to start off this 3-game road trip. In Michigan, they won 7-0. Then they took the series yesterday on September 13th, 6-3, and they're about to kick things off right now against them again at 12:10 p.m. Then on September 15th, they kicked things off against the Oakland Athletics, 4-game series here at Minute Maid Park, in which they will also be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month this weekend here at Minute Maid. Looking in on this, couple things to note. As of right now, the magic number to clinch the AL West is 8 wins. Now, that number can shrink in a number of ways. One way, simply, Astros keep on winning. Another way is Seattle losing games. So when the Astros game ended last night, the number was down to 9. Seattle lost, and it shrunk down to 8. So as long as the Astros keep winning, Seattle keeps losing, that's just one step closer for us clinching a spot in the postseason. Now, as of right now, the Astros lead the AL with the best record, also meaning that they have a better record than the Yankees, and which was also result in the Astros being the overall better team in the American League. Having the best record in the AL in the playoffs, that's big due to the fact of the Astros having home field advantage throughout the whole postseason. Also, the World Series would run through Houston if the Astros were to make it to the World Series, because the American League beat the National League at the All-Star game this past year. So it would really be working in the Astros' favor this postseason for having the best record in the American League. Another thing to note about the Astros, Framber Valdez currently has 24 straight quality starts. That ties the single season record. 24 quality starts for Framber. That's pretty impressive, considering the fact that he came up on the scene in 2020 during the pandemic. A lot of people were very iffy on him, but he has shown major improvement to being one of the best pitchers the Astros have produced in their farm system. Very solid pickup for them a couple of years ago whenever he came up in the farm system as well, and look where he's at right now. Also, another thing to mention, Justin Verlander is currently on the IL with an injury. He looks to be back and be prepared for the postseason as well. Not to mention, Lance McCullers has been wheeling and dealing. Now, some people are wanting Lance to come out the bullpen in the postseason. I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I wouldn't be fond on that. Do I like him as a starter? Yes, but I would honestly want to keep him in the rotation because due to his experience in the postseason, him starting, because he's immaculate in the postseason, and I would not mind having him start, or I wouldn't have him. I wouldn't care, honestly, just as long as he pitches, because pretty good pitcher. Now, looking into the rest of the season, the Astros will be facing the Rays in Baltimore on a road trip. Then they come back to Houston for 2 games to face the Diamondbacks. Then they play 3 games against the Rays and end the season on the October 5th against the Philadelphia Phillies. Now on to the Houston Texans. Where do I begin? I was at the game. I had gotten free tickets, and experience, let me tell you, very packed, full of other fans, if that makes sense. Colts Nation was rocking out there. They really were. Unfortunately, Nobody won the game. It was ended in a tie, 20-20. That's the first tie in franchise history for the Houston Texans and the first tie this NFL season. What better way to do it than in week 1? Davis Mills played the whole game. There was a couple possessions where Jeff Driscoll saw some burn. Didn't know why, but a lot of people were not happy about that. Now, let me tell you something. Dameon Pierce, he's a dog. Lovie Smith has said to the media and the press that they will work on getting Dameon Pierce more burn and more time with the ball because Rex Burkhead ain't going to do you nothing. And that's just plain facts. On the defensive side, Derek Stingley Jr. did his thing, and Petrie, oh my goodness, that man was everywhere. You want to talk about a dog? Petrie is the guy. Hard hitter, everywhere on the field, making every defensive play he could. He has my respect, him and Stingley. Back to my fan experience that I had at the game. Again, Colts Nation was rocking. Other fans were there too. I saw a Cleveland Browns fan, a Baltimore Ravens, and Los Angeles Rams fan. What they were doing at NRG, I don't know, but just to show love to the opposing team. Then we go and see the tailgating experience. Barbecues everywhere, drinks being handed out. You got little desserts. It was just a good time. Good time. Overall fan experience was pretty cool. Not by the Texans, but by the other fans, if that makes sense. The Texans played football. So did the Indianapolis Colts. The Texans had a large lead and ended up blowing it up. Davis Mills had his time to shine in the last few minutes of the game and simply could not get the job done. I told y'all this before, and I will say it again. I really do think Davis Mills is not the guy for the Texans. I understand this is a rebuilding team, but how are you going to go from one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL to what you got right now? That's just me. Personally, I really don't understand what the mindset is, but hey, they're the Texans. What can we say? The Texans play the Denver Broncos this Sunday, and the Broncos home opener. The Broncos are coming off a loss on Monday Night Football. Russell Wilson is looking to feast on the Houston Texans, if we're being 100% honest here. So that should be really fun to watch. Now on to the Rockets. The Rockets unveiled new jerseys that they'll be using. They paid homage to their early days in San Diego before moving the franchise here to Houston. So it's going to be a white jersey with green accents and yellow lettering. Looks very nice in my opinion. Way to pay homage to San Diego. Free agent Dennis Schroeder is playing in the World Cup qualifiers for Germany right now. He is not signed by the Rockets, but he played this past season with the Rockets in a trade with Boston that they did. Maybe the Rockets might re-sign him. Maybe not. I could not tell you. But he's making a good case right now because he's helping Germany out in that qualifying matchup. Very impressive stuff by Dennis Schroeder. Hopefully he finds a team somewhere. And hopefully he comes back to Houston. Wouldn't mind having him back. That's basically it as far as Houston sports news. Astros keep on rolling. Texans will end up still being the Texans if I'm being 100% honest with you. And Rocket season is coming up pretty soon. They will have preseason starting here in October. I would like to take this opportunity to plug in our social medias. You can follow us at UHL The Signal. On TikTok, I'm producing content on there with the Houston Sports Minute and also the NFL Weekly Recap. Go ahead and check those out. You can find our TikTok account at UHCL The Signal. Go show some love on there. And also follow us on Instagram with the same username. And also get active with us. We like to hear the feedback on the pod and everything that we had produced over here at The Signal. So feel free to leave us a review and comments, and we will surely get back to you. I'm Marco Alvarado, and this has been The Signal Sportscast.